I think I'm gonna dominate him. Oh, the faint scent of urine begins to spread through the room. Jesus Christ. Up until now, I was just an amusing diversion. Now I'm something more, and he doesn't like it. Ooh. But the last time we met, you promised to share that knowledge with me. No, I didn't. Oh, did I? Did I choose a wrong dialogue again? Okay, so we're continuing Julie's night. But we have to rest up. No? You have received your first trait. Some choices in the game will push Julia towards different ways of thinking, which will have lasting effect on her throughout the story. Oh, this is new. You will see a brief pop-up on the top of the screen anytime that you receive a new trait. You can always view any unlocked traits on the log screen, accessed through the top left icon. Is it here? Oh, that's the dictionary, dumbass. Love only to myself. Okay, got it. Remember that ruthlessness is the mark of a true Lasamura, but you might walk another path before reaching that destination. Okay, this is interesting. Oh, period. I like this. Always told you you'd make it big. Get real. These assholes are just using me as a pawn in some stupid fourth-dimensional chess game. Watch them make me a scapegoat or something. That would be exciting. I could write a book about living with a 21st century Lee Harvey Oswald. Come on, don't even joke like that. I haven't killed anyone. Julia, honey, neither did Oswald. Right, I keep forgetting. I'm always obedient when she's busy working on my makeup. It's hard to take care of your appearance, especially your face, when you can't even see yourself in the mirror. Not that I've ever been particularly good at it, but Dakota doesn't seem to mind. I'm her goth dress-up doll. Her presence in my life is one of the few good things that my sire provided me before fucking off to Chicago. Okay. Normally, I'd be told to find myself a ghoul, but many of our clan, myself included, find the ideas of ghouls distasteful. Oh, that's interesting. We're cat people, not dog people. We don't want mindlessly faithful servants. We want companions who rely on us, despite having, in theory, anyway, the free will not to. The kind of relationship I have with Dakota would normally be a breach of the Masquerade's rules, but the rules are different for kindred who are Camarilla adjacent, even losers like me. Simplifying here, but my sire made it clear that her child would not own slaves, and that was the end of the discussion. To be honest, I think the court mostly agreed to that request, because they wanted one more thing to blackmail me with, just in case. What would you do in my place? If I had to investigate your elite's wrongdoings? Yeah. What is it with you and conspiracy theories? What do you mean? You just told me your bosses are having eyes wide shut parties, and suddenly you don't believe in rich people's pedophile rings? I don't know. I don't know if I want to know. My point is, you act as if all the conspiracy theories are real. Like, you can't possibly believe all that shit. Half of it doesn't even make sense. You want an interesting answer or the real answer? The real answer should be the more interesting one. She removes her brush from my face to gather her thoughts. Everyone's lost nowadays. Just look at the world. It's drowning in facts that fail to cohere into a single convincing narrative or a story that resonates. The corporate media want you to believe in empirical thinking, but it always fails to deliver moral or metaphysical truths, and the people desperately lack those. So, what do? They turn to conspiracists. And why is that? Because conspiracy theories give them emotional truths that serve as compass. Is Bill Gates trying to insert satanic microchips into my body? Probably not. I hope not. That's lol. People look at him and they feel he's fishy. So when the media present him as a genius or a savior, and I post that he wants to put the mark of the beast in my body, they chose to believe me. Because it makes moral, emotional, and metaphysical sense to them. And ultimately, that's what matters most. The end. Wow, I'm 99% sure this is complete bullshit, but I'm buying it. I mean, it totally represents most conspiracy nut jobs I knew. But it's interesting and fun to think about, so I don't really give a damn if it's the truth. See, that's the idea. You got it. You came up with it. You came up with this monologue yourself. Figures. But just to make sure, vaccines are okay. Well, as far as I know, they don't cause autism. Good to hear. Anywho, I'm done. You're the best, bitch. Now that sounds like an exciting career, but in reality, it is probably the most boring thing under the sun. Yeah, I like my corpses talkative, pouty, and self-loathing. Shut up. This carcass will be leaving now. It's got a job to do. The relationship is so sweet. I mean, for me, it is. First thing I need to do, meet up with Kadir tonight and report to him. I hope he knows how to guide me out of this mess. He should have time for me in an hour or two. In the meantime, I suppose it's time to find some, what's the most dehumanizing word I could use here? Nourishment. Kadir told me I'd need to quench my hunger less often if I didn't smoke. It kills you, he said, but to start killing itself, your organism must pretend it's alive, and that uses up precious vitae. Okay. But I love cigarettes. The way they smell, the way they burn, the hot ash falling from the top, the sound of the lighter, the way they kill you, of course. And I guess I need some tactile connection to who I was back when I was alive. Okay, New York City, guide my steps. Show me which one of your children I should drink up tonight. Yeah, I'd rather be on the ones who are addicted to it. Something terrible must have happened to the previous DJ. It had to be sudden and unexpected for them to hire this amateur under the wire. Zero ability to read the crowd, no sense of flow, as if that constant flashing wasn't migraine-inducing enough by itself. Not that I remember how an ordinary headache feels. I know the hunger though, which is why I'm here tonight. A purple-haired girl bumps into me, head down, tears flowing down her cheeks, hands trembling. As much as I'd understand it, I don't think it's the guy at the turntables that made her like this. Wait, this is the girl from Cotteries. She bolts before I can say a single word. Well, who am I to blame her? A tactical retreat probably felt like a good idea. The trace of cheap booze in every potential vessel is faint, but ever present. At this point, the smell is all I'm getting. Come to think of it, I can barely remember how alcohol tastes. Maybe I should remind myself. Nah, that's dumb. But the bar is pretty much free of people at the moment. I get closer and take a peek at the drinks menu. These are some goofy fucking names, especially from a kindred's perspective. Bloody Margaret, dude. The bartender brings me a large glass garnished with a celery stick and filled with something that looks more like a veggie shot than a gin-based cocktail. I'm far from thrilled. Fuck it, here it goes. I chug it in one go, it tastes like canned tomatoes. Someone opened and left rotting for a decade, ew. Something tells me I'm gonna regret it soon. Oh, the music abruptly stops just as I step away from the bar. I can see the booth, but the crowd's reaction tells me all I need to know. Looks like I have a new DJ. The vibe immediately improves, hallelujah, but pleasant moments never last. Some well-worn dude on the wrong side of 40 decides to hit me up. Our eyes meet for a brief moment, slightly too late for me to outmaneuver him. Strangely, there's no lust in his gaze, and yet he seems like a predator closing in on its prey. Shit, could he be the rumored Diva's delight? A kiss addict clocking me as a bloodsucker? Wait. I remember this dude, he's also from Coteries. I can't pinpoint exactly what it is, but there's something irksome in the way he carries himself. As he approaches me, I begin to feel fatigued, like there was a sudden drop in atmospheric pressure. Ignore him. He doesn't. I can feel his eyes burning holes in my skull. Sure enough, when I look again, he's still there. I feel spiders crawling in my spine. Wait, is he gonna drug us? What the fuck? Hands off, asshole. I think I'm gonna dominate him. Ooh! That sounded wrong. I can barely focus on his eyes, but she freezes in place for a moment. Hey Stallion, how about you go bother that guy? He struggles with my chaotic command and gives me an unsettling look, but in the end, he seems to do what I wanted him to do. He approaches some some meathead, what the fuck, who immediately turns hostile. The meathead's first punch breaks the guy's nose. I don't wait to see the second one. As if meeting that asshole didn't strain me enough, an acrid feeling arises in my gut, instantly making me nauseous. What the fuck? I barely make it out to the nearest empty lounge before I begin violently throwing up. For a minute straight, I spray the couch with the remains of that wretched cocktail. It's not a pleasant sight. I get a hold of myself as soon as my stomach empties. Shit, Julia, your life has had more than its fair share of unavoidable embarrassments. Is it necessary for your unlife to follow suit? Time to bail and not look back. Right before I reach the exit, the purple-haired girl from earlier bumps into me once again. This time, I know it's not a coincidental. She seems startled, but gives me a pleading look. Sweetie, yes, I am. She bares her teeth and taps to the side of her neck. Oh, I get it. So you're the Diva's delight? She blushes innocently, like I just caught her stealing cookies. Yes, it sounds silly, I know, but I thought it would attract some of your kind. I've always been told I taste good, but would you like to try? She looks at me the way a junkie who hasn't had his head for a while. You know too much. There's no way you don't have a patron of some sort. Her eyes tear up again. I do, but maybe I don't. Oh yeah, because Sophie, I remember. I don't know anymore. He shows up whenever he wants, then disappears for weeks. I don't even know his name. We were supposed to meet here tonight, but I guess he didn't show up. The girl keeps talking. Now that she has found somebody new to open up to, any instinct she might have had to remain secretive is gone. Makes you wonder who thought it was a good idea to breach the masquerade for her. Before him, I used to have a caregiver. I think she cared about me, in a way. She always complimented the way I taste. Girl, shut the fuck up and just let me drink. She clings to my arm like I'm Jesus Christ and Kurt Cobain at the same time, descended from heaven exclusively to turn her misery to bliss. I can't help but feel some disdain. Please, I promise you won't be disappointed. I know I won't be, bitch. I'm too hungry for that. But I also like to pretend I'm something better than hungry from time to time. Fitting opportunity. The hunger gets the better of me, but somehow I don't mind. This is what she wants, isn't it? A quick look around, nobody's paying attention. Why would they? We're just two random girls who seem to be into each other. I gently grab the back of her head and put my lips closer to her neck. She visibly trembles with excitement. What a fucking freak. As I bite down, her body softens. Then I drink, savoring each sip. She really tastes incredible, like an unfulfilled promise. Sweet, sweet innocence. As soon as I'm done, she loses her footing, weakened but undoubtedly relieved. I help her sit down on the floor. She smiles at me, joy glinting in her eye. Thank you. That was I really needed that. My name's... Don't talk, just rest for a while. I leave her alone in the state of bliss. She doesn't seem to mind. It looks like I did the right thing. Right? I leave the booming sounds of the club behind me and get on with my night. Okay, midnight. Here's hoping she can provide some useful insight into the case. I'm gonna meet with Samira. She is interesting. Benoit came indeed. A clean-cut staff member, dressed in an impeccable company uniform, smiles at me as the elevator door opens. Concierge. Good evening, ma'am. Meeting someone? No. I dismiss his question with an apathetic shrug. He sizes me up for a brief moment, visibly questioning my fashion sense. However, his professional acumen quickly trumps his discontent. Okay, bitch. NYC's Novo... What's this? Novo Rich? Whatever. Seem awfully hungry for a gourmet suit this late at night. The patrician is packed almost to the brim. The concierge points me over to the last vacant table, conveniently situated in the far-off corner of the main hall. I nestle in the chair, letting my elbows rest on the ornate tablecloth. Watch out, oblivious white collars. There's a black widow in your midst. Well, I'm here. Might as well just kick back and die of boredom. Yeah. I really, really need something to occupy my mind. Yeah, we're gonna smoke, bitch. The pretentious atmosphere gradually begins to creep under my skin, straining my mind and dulling my awareness. I take a peek into my trusty medicine pack, 2 cancer sticks left. I casually light one, paying no mind to the scornful looks of nearby patrons. The aura enveloping this place is suffocating. Everyone here seems so incredibly toffee-nosed, as if they were destined for greatness by sheer virtue of their birth. Airs and graces, everywhere you look. An adorned hamster cage where everyone is trying to either to suck up to their betters or get their asses kissed by overeager underlings. Did I say uglings? The fact that I find this so pathetic is probably part of the reason why I never amounted to anything. C'est la vie. As I take another whiff, I notice a well-groomed staff member, the manager I guess, gazing at me from behind his horns. He's competent enough to keep up appearances, but I can tell he's on the wrong path. I begrudgingly put out the cigarette. Fine. I think I know why he's staring like that. Sheesh, fine. I put out the cigarette and a faux-looking Indian candle holder in the middle of the table. The manager returns to to his usual matters. I wonder he would have done if I snuffed his cigarette in the tablecloth instead. Oh, shut up, Julia. You're not 17 years old anymore. For better or for worse, you're eternally stuck in your 20s. As I continue to scan my surroundings, I notice the concierge answering a phone call and frantically jotting down a note. Good, get back to work, buddy. Just as the thought of leaving crosses my mind, he glances at me briefly before hanging up. The concierge quickly closes in on me, dancing habitually between the tables, and addresses me before I can even utter a single word. Yeah. As soon as I nod, he hands me a carefully folded memo and leaves. For how quickly he scribbled it down, the note is impeccably calligraphed. It reads, "The manager of this establishment insulted the Camarilless authority with his negligence. Even though it's minor, his transgressions must be penalized. I would like you to assist me in this matter." Ooh, a chance of murder? Such as a display of goodwill on your part would surely improve your standing with the higher-ups. Choose an appropriate non-lethal punishment. Well, this is disappointing. It was a high order to expect any help with the investigation. I guess. Instead, just another chore. The best I can hope for is that this really is just a friendly request and not a deliberate attempt to derail my work this early in the game. Damn right, girl. Might as well get it done, since I'm already here, so I can move on with more pressing stuff. I swiftly approach the manager and tap him on the shoulder. He furrows his brow soon as he notices me. I'm afraid I'm busy. We have something to discuss. The VIP lounge. Now, if you please. His face loses color. Maybe it was dawned on him that I'm even paler than the other, more blue-blooded guests. He immediately becomes compliant as I escort him through a side door. The room isn't empty, but its guests are just leaving. Nobody pays me attention. The manager is as polite as he can be as he sees the patients out, but I can see he's clearly losing his shit. He quietly asks one of the staff to give him 5 minutes in the lounge, and gingerly closes the door behind him. Then the pleading starts. Let him in? Who? I don't give a listen. Hey! I have children. He just goes on as if I'm not even here. With each subsequent whimper, he becomes more and more irritating. Explain. Just shut up for a goddamn second. My outburst finally makes him hold his tongue. I light up the last cig in my package and take off a slow puff, trying to compose myself. I have no use for explanations and justifications. I don't know what sort of transgression you've committed. Sansarik? Who? And truth be told, I don't give a shit. It will never happen again, I swear on my mother's grave. I'm not that good of a judge of character, but him pleading with his arms out really makes him look like a biblical wayward son, swearing to change his ways. No, let him off with a warning. I approach him slowly with the nastiest smile I can muster. With every step, the sound of his voice falters ever so slightly, until all that's left is the ambience of the room and the main lobby beyond. Then I put my finger right in his face. Oh, this is your last fucking chance. If I ever have to come here again, as I show him a throat-slitting gesture, the faint scent of urine begins to spread through the room. Jesus Christ. If I could only see myself in the mirror right now. I don't want to be here for a second longer. I take off. I realize how close I was to just ripping this guy a new asshole. Karen warned me that something in our bloodline finds sniveling weaklings detestable. Is that what triggered me? That's a conundrum for another occasion. I did what I was asked, and I've sure as hell wasted enough time here. I should move on. Alright, it's about time I see Kadir. Mighty kind of him to arrange a meeting in the place that's most convenient for me. Oh, D'Angelo, Hope, Tamika, Agathon. I suppose that's better than nothing. But no evidence? Really? Honestly, it felt as if someone had already cleaned up the most egregious stuff before I arrived. I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Sounds like the anarchs. I'll definitely try and check the place again, but I feel like I'd need some sort of expert to accompany me. An advanced investigator who would show me the ropes. Someone tall and handsome, maybe? Any better ideas? I suppose. Can you help me out with this? If I manage to meet them, they're not particularly easy to get a hold of. In other words, he knows something, but is not at liberty to say. Guess I'll find out anyway, if I do meet them. And why one night each? Shouldn't I investigate every loose thread until we are satisfied? In a perfect world, you'd have all the time you needed, but this is not a perfect world. I'll try to brute force a solution to the case as soon as possible. 4 nights from now? Oh shit. Okay. The entirety of your investigation is just for show. You were meant to be an unwitting actor. Maybe I really should just call Mia and be like, you know what? Fuck these condescending ivory tower clowns. I want to work with you. But then again, if I was with the anarchs, they'd probably delegate even shittier tasks to me. If, and that's a really big if, they didn't think I was some kind of inside agent in the first place. Better stick to Camarilla, but if they're hellbent on stabbing me in the back at every opportunity, maybe it's time to think about how I can repay the favor. Play dirty, no matter what Kadir thinks of it. After all, from where I'm standing now, there's no other way but up. Penny for your thoughts? I take a drag of my cigarette. That's too bad. But it's no use crying over spilled milk. Alright. Life, lemons, lemonade. Let's just get this over. Fuck you. Spare me and just tell me. Where should I go first? Protege. Oh, so that's who Agathon is? I'm on the clock, so let's get a move on. Work your magic, fairy godmother. As I already told Kadir and numerous times at that, I have no idea what happened with Agathon. Oh, the Broadway Chantry part of Chantry of the Five Boroughs is Eiling's usual hangout place these past few nights. She's in a hurry and not willing to talk. Do you have any idea about his connection to Kindred, going by the names of Tamika, D'Angelo, and Hope? I don't. I made it a point to keep our relationship strictly professional, one, and never meddle in his personal affairs. Unless they influence our work, that is. But it only happened one time. The infamous Juno case. About that Juno case. I seriously doubt it, for many reasons. I think the boys lost his appetite for studying blood magic and set out to do a little soul searching. I do hope his search will bring him back right here where he started, begging me to take him back in. The boy is talented, and I did put a lot of time into mentoring him. If it doesn't, well, que sera sera, no skin off my back. So you won't even entertain a possibility that he found himself in harm's way? I know an answer to that one. She doesn't think it's worth considering the worst case scenario seriously, and just takes things as they come. Precisely. That's a cheery thought. I'd like to search the Chantry of for Agathon's whereabouts. Our good sheriff already did that long ago. You'd just be wasting your time, and ours for that matter. Didn't you say Helene was waiting for us, Kadir? Ooh. "10 minutes, and if you attempt to pass this door, or that one up there, I can't guarantee you'll walk out of here alive." Thank you very much, High fucking Regent. Okay. My time here is practically up. It seems Agathon was completely dedicated to his work. Even his personal quarters are as barren as it gets. No personal touch whatsoever. Nothing I could go by. It's all research, research, research. He seems like such a bore. Focus, Julia. What would you do if you were a warlock workaholic? Where would you leave clues to your whereabouts? What would you do if you found yourself in mortal danger and wanted Dakota to know? It's loose. Oh? What's that? Oh, it's facing this way. I approached the place where I saw the shadowy silhouette appear. It's a brick wall, and one of the bricks is loose. Kadir and Eileen are in the other room right now, still discussing the party. It's not that bad. You ought to learn how to find humor in the little things. It's demeaning, Sheriff. That's all there is to it. It's time. I work the brick loose until I can grip it. Then, I tug it silently as possible, revealing a hole in the wall. Inside, there's a book. I browse through it quickly. Agathon's diary. That's a bingo. Your 10 minutes are up, so your 15 minutes, in fact. Are you done here? If I could just get 5 more minutes, I still feel like I could stumble upon something here if I just look a little more. Oh? Fine. I put the brick back and take the diary with me. It did look like Agathon left it so that someone in the Chantry could find it, presumably the High Regent. But my investigation takes priority for now. I bid Kadir and Eileen adieu and start looking for a secluded place to read the diary. This place right here should be secluded enough for me to browse through the diary in peace. I start quickly skimming the book, singling out sentences and paragraphs that look interesting, trying to get a general idea of what kind of person the Agathon was. Or is, I hope. The more I read, the clearer the image of the person becomes. He's been working under the High Regent for 15 years. There's an underlying shame in the way he talks about Chimera magic. He always describes himself as too slow on the uptake, too late to learn something, too much of an amateur. He was really into tying his self-worth to his wisdom. The entries beginning in 2012 are terrifyingly regular. The handwriting is extraordinarily neat. The author's absolute dedication to his studies is palpable. If there's anything this unlike besides work, it's his relationships with the 3 important women he holds dear. The first is his master, whom he reveres her knowledge, stoicism, and willingness to experiment. I was hoping to find some details about her secretive work here, but no dice. Looks like he was willing to risk someone finding all about his inner life, but not anything that could harm her studies. A good pupil, serving a good mentor. I'm jealous. The second is another warlock, his ex-lover, Juno, whom he feels guilty about. They had a conflict in which Eileen was involved. Having to choose between the two, he chose Eileen. According to Agathon, there was a never real love between him and Juno. First, it was just shared interests, then a growing disconnect, and ultimately, guilt which made him feel responsible for her. But maybe it's just an excuse. He strikes me as the kind of person who spends most of his time inside his head. Doesn't sound like someone you could have a fulfilling romance with. Don't dwell on it. I know what you're doing, Julia, but this is not a rabbit hole you'd want to be stuck on right now. Keep reading. Anyway, last but not the least, Agathon's mortal grandmother, Sylvia. She is the light of his life, and the person who took care of him after his parents died in a ritual murder. Not quite what I expected. Her family used to serve a cruel vampire in Mexico City, and it was retribution for their escape. She was the lead Chimera used to track him down. He was keeping her alive for a long time. But a few months ago, her heart gave up. Agathon blamed his insufficient skills. The kind of man who carries the entire world on his shoulders. Left alone with Eileen, he drowned himself in work, and eventually burned out. But it doesn't look like Sylvia's death was the only event that triggered his depression spiral. There was some kind of incident back in 2019. He doesn't cite specifics. Another thing he was worried about writing down? It's all vague mentions of a person who made him fly too close to the sun. Whatever happened, it had the same effect as his grandma's death. New York stopped feeling like a home to him. It became alien, empty, grotesque, his words. I checked the first page. There's a recent photograph of him glued to the inner side of the cover, only showing his profile, and striking a rather dramatic pose. At first, it looks kind of poserish to me. However, upon closer inspection, it seems like a goodbye photo. The final melancholic glance he throws in your direction before disappearing for good. There's also a single black feather. No idea what it means. Something's written next to the photograph with a lot of flourish. It looks like a poem. More than annoyed, sad. More than sad, unhappy. More than unhappy, suffering. More than suffering, abandoned. More than abandoned, Alone in the world, exiled, dead, forgotten. The Sedative, 1917, by Marie Laurencin. Looks like he wrote it down recently. It might have resonated with his emotional state over the past few months. Most importantly, it seems to confirm his intent with this diary to me. The general idea seems to be his research will outlive him, so he doesn't even detail it. Still, he wanted some kind of tangible memory of who he was left for posterity. But that's not all. There's still a mystery to be solved. Quite a few pages toward the end are missing, but it doesn't look like they were necessarily removed to redact information. They were torn off in a way that makes it clear the paper wasn't ever used. What's more, the preceding pages are empty as well. Could it be that? That's when it happens again. Oh? I noticed a bizarre shape in my peripheral vision. Oh shit, I didn't notice that. I turned to glass your limbs as fast as possible, but it's already gone. If my heart could beat faster right now, it would be jumping out of my chest. It's discomforting. I've been seeing these apparitions ever since I turned into this. The worst part is, I feel they were always there, even as a mortal. They were there sometimes in the corner of my eye, disappearing when I tried to look directly at them, making me think it was just my mind playing tricks on me. But when you're a part of the Night Clan, there are times they don't disappear. There are times they talk. There are times they try to force you to do their bidding. And worst of all, no, I don't want to think about it right now. Still, in my experience, they aren't exactly, consciously malevolent. This one in particular was trying to help. I opened the book on the first empty page and look around to make sure nobody's staring. Then I cut myself using a razor I keep in my pocket just in case. It's not a deep slice, I just want to let a droplet of vitae fall into the page. That's when the letter appears. Oh? Oh. What the hell? This is the last thing I expected to happen. This diary is haunted. Okay. A series of quickly changing sentences and images, composed of shadow and blood, give me a window into another reality. It's not an objective view. It's like scattered remnants of emotions, similar to a half-remembered dream, full of holes but an honest expression of one's mind. It might be interacting with me. It's just a hypothesis, but I don't know why else it would show me Callihan. And was that Alice Island?
Right.
This time, I don't even look in its direction. The voice makes me feel oddly confident about what I need to do. I pick up the feather that was in the diary and dip it in my vitae. Then I write down contempt. You sold out your ideals long ago, old man. You're a shitid, a coward, a bigot, a failed leader, hated by everyone serving you. Of course I have nothing but contempt for you. Oh? Hee hee. It doesn't feel like this is the way the events took place. It's more like a way to explore Agathon's emotional truth about the way it all unfolded. In any case, the diary is reacting to me, and some shade of the truth is better than nothing. It's a handy tool, and if I use it right, I might find some clues that could aid me in my investigation. There are a few thoughts floating around in my head, like alien entities trying to make their way out. Is that also an effect of the diary's power? Let's try. Destiny. Oh. God damn it, what if two of you talking about why did you meet? Ellis Island. And what? Experiment? The diary conjures an image of a completely different place. I instantly get a feeling of deja vu. I process the space differently. The atmosphere is different, more familiar, homely. But this is unmistakably the Tamir Chantry I visited earlier tonight, and standing there is just the person I'd expect. Oh yes. Looks like that's it for my meeting with Callihan. God damn it. But what if the person he was talking about and eliciting a strong emotional reaction from was Eileen? The diary awaits my next command. Why? The experiments needs resources. I wouldn't be able to provide all the needed materials. Quid pro quo. Helping all kindred in a... What's this word? I'm not sure what that means. I don't feel comfortable being part of this at all. I always thought we were busy with science, not politics. Ooh. Okay. The moving scribblings disappear again. I hastily let another drop of blood fall on the page. What appears this time is yet another familiar face. Oh. You goddamn rat. I beg your pardon? The harpy vanishes. The diary ends here. I spilled the Mormviti on the page, but it no longer works. I suppose that's it. Still no idea what happened to Agathon. Is he alive, or is he dead? I think he's still alive, though. Maybe Dakota is right. I've been a glass half empty. I will brace for the worst, but hope for the best. The way he left his diary for someone to carry on his work, the hints he strategically left me inside it, he's got this all planned out. No doubt about it. Oh, what's this trait? Glass half full. Okay. I choose to believe I will see him again one night. Maybe I'll even compliment that jacket he has. In any case, I think it's time to pay a visit to the art hole. I know Arturo tends to leave the Elysium quite often to take in some fresh air and massage. and message people on his Blackberry. What? Blackberry? So I just wait until I see him. The tactic works. He's surprised to see me. I am, actually, which is why I've come to see you. That's peculiar, because I'm absolutely sure I have nothing to do with this case. Aren't you barking up the wrong tree? That's what I'm here to find out. I'm assumed you'd want to see I'm thorough. I have reason to believe that in the last few months, you, the High Regent, Eileen Sturbridge, and her child Agathon were involved in a secretive scheme. His expression changes ever so imperceptibly, but the difference is palpable to me. For the first time ever, he looks at me as a person. Up until now, I was just an amusing diversion. Now I'm something more, and he doesn't like it. Ooh. And he took off his mask. What gave you this idea? The ghost. I'm not at liberty to say, but if you really want to know, ask the sheriff. Of course. Kadir doesn't know anything, but he's the only one in the court that Arturo has repeatedly failed to influence. He'll think twice before approaching him. I fail to see how this matter relates to the task at hand. I have every reason to think Baron Callaghan was involved, and that he might have had grounds to fear his life because of his said scheme. He's tense now. Do I have the upper hand? Miss Sawinski? Please answer the question, bitch. The delicate matter you are speaking of absolutely nothing to do with Baron Callaghan's grim fate. It's strictly confidential affair, okay? It would be wise if you stop pursuing it. It'd be wise to fuck off. That's so fucking true, bitch. I can't be an investigator if I am not allowed to properly investigate. Should certainly want you to present the basis for your discovery to the court. Could you handle it? I have no response, god damn it. This is his revenge for invoking Kadir, isn't it? Fuck you. Is the High Regent inside? So, that's how you're gonna play it, you bastard? Well, I guess you win this round. A strategic retreat is my only choice here. I don't have a full deck of cards yet, but just you wait, in a few nights. I'll take my leave then. I curse him out of under my breath as he disappears inside the art hall. Guess this avenue really is cut out for me. At least for now. 3 names left on the list. I still have some leads to go. But for now, it's getting late. I should go to St. Patrick's and file my latest report. When I reach the cathedral, Father Leonard is already there. He's not exactly the most punctual person, so I always feel relieved to see him from afar. Time to move in and I move out before I'm noticed by Benoit. Yes, Daddy. Oh, I guess so. I rattle off most of it in a hurry on the way here. I'll come up with a more exhaustive report tomorrow night. Ugh. Here we go again. Of course he had to sneak up on me. If even you heard about that, I guess that means every single kindred in the 5-bar knows. I know you're an expert when it comes to knowing who's saying what and where, but the last time we met, you promised to share that knowledge with me. No, I didn't. Oh, did I? Did I choose a wrong dialogue again? That's the 9th commandment broken, Father. Shouldn't you scold her? Don't involve me in your silly games, Benoit. The way you fall for obvious lies stems from your biggest failing in communication. Ooh. Gotcha, bitch. Booyah, motherfucker. Suck it. Annihilated with an absolutely flawless diagnosis. I'm sorry, father. It won't happen again. Especially if you promise to keep verbally destroying that clown. You're in a strange mood tonight, child. Go get some sleep. Yes, we'll continue this tomorrow. I'm not showing up here tomorrow. He says my name in a sickly sweet way that gives me the creeps. I bow to Father Leonard, do my best to ignore Benoit, and head out for Dakota's place. Finally, my haven. Hey. Another tough night. You don't know the half of it. You want a drink? She points at her neck. I manage to summon a faint smile. I'd love to, but you know we can't do this too often. Maybe tomorrow? You wanna talk then? I guess so. Not about work, okay? I sit down next to her. The past, I guess? Meaning how spotty our memories are, and how despite that, that's what we build our convictions on. Sorry, it's so... Is it banal or banal? I'm just tired and frustrated. Well, let's talk about something more specific then. What do you remember about the time we first met? The time we first met? Yeah. Shit. Not a lot, actually. Those were gloomy, anxious days. What the fuck? I think I subconsciously replaced most of them with blank spaces. I remember you trying to paint your hair black. I remember that when we first talked, we talked about house suit. Oh shit. Bitch. Nobody ever knows what you mean by house. That show with the asshole doctor? Okay, it's Doctor House. Oh, I got it. No, the Japanese haunted house horror film that feels like written by a 7-year-old with ADHD. In the best way. In the best way, duh. We were arguing which characters from the movie both of us are. You were Kung Fu and I ended up as which was rude. You were dressed up like a total nerd. Not my fault. What was the deal with that suit? I like that suit. Yeah, it was okay. I remember helping you out with graphic design whenever you needed it. Funny, I remember you needing help with writing as something that tended to happen far more often. Yeah, we developed a fun shared aesthetic with similar surface concerns, and it bonded us together even before we made sure we were fully compatible deep down as human beings. Hell, still not sure which we are, especially now, with me not being a human being anymore. But hey, at least we both agree that this bedroom feels super comfy. I remember always feeling left out of your social circles. Always knocking at the door from the outside. No, she was the popular kid, huh? Yeah, but it felt weird how much they avoided me. And there was that one time with Isabella. All of a sudden, one thing Isabella said that one party flashes in my mind with startling clarity. After midnight in that kitchen, without context, she just walked up to me and she will isolate you, she will suck you dry, and she'll move on to the next target. That's the only thing she knows. It's been so long and it's all baseless conjecture now. But what if she really did isolate me on purpose back then? Nah, the glass is half full. The past is Schrodinger's cat. And all that. better to believe in the positive version of events. Come to think of it, friend or foe, if you don't believe they're on your side, they will know it one way or the other. And then it's 100% certain they won't be on your side. Maybe optimism really is the way. Yeah, forget Isabella. Let's just drop this talk. I'm frustrated enough. I need a reset. Sounds like a good idea. Off to sleep. Yeah, I gotta get ready to go back to hell tomorrow. Alright. You're working remotely again. And I'm getting cabin fever too. Oh, good. Get some sun. It will be good for you. Good night, bitch. The Vampire Diary. Okay. I actually like the story so far, but I have to end it again tonight. The traits thing, I'm not really sure how will it affect the story flow, but I would like to see it how it goes from this story. But yeah, anyways, thank you again for listening and watching, and I hope to see you on the next episode. Bye.